So I'm Mariana Redondo. I'm the Life and Arts Editor and Co-Internal Relations Director for D&I at Daily Texan. And I'm here with, if you guys could introduce yourselves real fast.
My name is Jean-Marc Bouju. I was at the Daily Texan in the 90s, early 90s, and then I went to work for Associated Press. And I am currently now retired, and that's about it.
Same. I'm John McConnico. I was at the Daily Texan about the same time as Jean-Marc, maybe a little bit before, and then I left maybe a little bit before, from 89 to 92 maybe. But it seems like those were very formative years, and so every day with Jean-Marc I remember.
But if I'm speaking for myself, for me, it was where I actually found out I wanted to be in photojournalism and do this kind of job. And having that possibility to practice and to learn in real time under deadlines, I think that was amazing. And I remember John, like we did overlap because John showed me how to put my negative on a reel to process my first role during the tryout of the Daily Texan. So that to me was, I think I learned almost all I needed to know right there at the Texan for my career. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, it was an extremely professional environment it wasn't what I don't know. I think both Jean-Marc and I came into it fairly naive and we didn't know anything about anything. And very quickly, I mean, there were guys ahead of us like John Moore or whoever, these really, really talented photographers. And we just assumed that if they were doing things like that, we had to do the same thing. And it created, I mean, John Moore specifically created this kind of web of photographers which followed him, who all tried to emulate him or were competitive with him and felt like if they didn't do sort of what he did. I mean, that's from my perspective. I don't know about Jean-Marc. I mean, Jean-Marc in a way kind of surpassed that even. So I think that this competition that's at the Texan and this, even though it's competition, it's this very loving way of doing it. You know, being a family is a cliche, but it was really, really a deeply meaningful part of my life. And it created both of us, both Jean-Marc and I, from scratch. We knew nothing and we became pretty good in the matter of a couple of years. And we were ready to go abroad from the get-go. I mean, we both left college and we went abroad.
So what I can say is, I don't know about John, I know John Moore, but when I was there, he was already gone. So, but the spirit was actually, I think we all competed with each other and at the same time, we all work as a team. That is the secret of the thing because it's nice. I always wanted to have the front page. I mean, who doesn't, right? But at the same time, we worked together and with the writers also, like occasionally, not enough, I think, but, and we pushed each other in a good way, you know. Yeah, every time when John was there and the other guys said, I got to do something, otherwise I'm going to look bad. And a little competition helps, as long as it's ethically good. You know. I remember spending my life in the basement. I had like I worked double shifts, and I was at one point an editor and photographer at the same time, with my days, double my days as photographers too, because it was summer. I was the only one working there almost. It was, like you said, you know, it was just a circle of friends, but we were all like trying to get the best to what we can. And I think it was like a professional, like the Seahawks, you know, every guy wanted to be a star, but if you don't work as a team, you get nowhere. And that's what I learned really. And I learned that I like to work with other people also. And at the end of the day, I will get the best picture anyways. But try at it. That's why. Just kidding. That's the attitude.
I can remember being, there were a lot, not just the photography department, but just in general, there were a lot of people that ended up going big places. And I can remember knowing that early on, that kind of walking down those stairs. I don't know if it looks the same. I haven't been back to the Texan in 30 years or whatever. But I can remember this kind of really nervous feeling every time I went down into the basement of being kind of sort of not judged, but being held up to a certain standard. I mean, in the basement at the same time as Jean-Marc and I were, you know, Robert Rodriguez, Chris Ware, Randy Kennedy, Siva Vaidyanathan, Jeff
Yeah.
Turnine. I mean, Rob Walker, these names, just these really, really big names in the journalism world were all
Yeah.
down there in the basement at the same time, all crammed into this tiny space.
It was a tiny space. Yeah, no, that was really cool. That was
And
really
just feeling the pressure of everybody kind of knowing that, I don't know. And I remember a lot of people talking about, you know, this group is sort of a special group. I mean, there was like 2 or 3 years where people kind of felt like many of the people in the room were going to go places or do big things in journalism. And I'm sure, you know, almost always it feels that way at the Texan. It's extremely important, this sort of camaraderie that happens down there. Everybody kind of laughs about the basement or whatever, but it really, something special happens down there to every group.